Hello everyone. I think I'm live. Tonight's topic will be, why do fish make us so poor? If that's what you want to talk about. Hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. So, y'all noticed I said y'all. Can you tell I was watching Taylor Dean's videos? Y'all. There's no live chat. It looks really bad for some reason, and I don't know why. So that's what I've been working on for like 45 minutes. But I think the only solution is going to be to uninstall and reinstall, which is going to be a huge pain. So this is, okay, I'll show you guys what the chat looks like because it looks really bad. That's the best I can make chat, so you guys tell me if you can deal with that. That's the best it's going to look. My chat's over here, so that's why I look this way. Penny, I've been here for hours. You didn't make it here before me. No, it changed, so the chat changed all the color codes, and now for whatever reason it won't let me change the color code. Like, I still have all the right color codes, but it's still showing white, and that's the problem, is that it's white. Jack asks, are you only live streaming for 15 minutes? Nope, I'm going till 7 o'clock. Dwayne says, can you change the color on the chat? Normally I can, and the problem is when I go to my settings, it's still showing that it's orange or green or whatever color I always keep it as. The fish guy wants to know how's the apple snail tank, no deaths, and just mystery snail eggs. Fish Aquarius says the chat doesn't look that bad. Yeah, I don't know, it looks pretty bad to me. Chad wants to know if I put the top back on my Shelleys. Yes, I did. I just figure I'll take it off when I have people over or I'm filming. And Glorious Betta says those new catfish look amazing. Congratulations on snagging them. That's why I always show up right when they get the fish shipments in, so I can see what all the good stuff is. Travis found more multi-fry today. That's cool. Jack wants to know, it's 8 here in Detroit. Just curious if you're making it short because of the big game. No, I'm not going to cancel my stream for the Seahawks. They've let me down enough this season. I feel like I'm allowed to let them down and not watch it for once. I am recording it, but I'm sure I'm going to hear what's going on before the stream's over. KP Aquatics says, I just got a butterfly pleco. Any thoughts? Yeah, they're friggin' awesome. I have 3 of them. Just be sure to feed them. Hi, Russell, from one stream to another. Who else was streaming? Jack says, gotcha. The Giants or the Lions are going to lose anyways. Yep. Why can I only post once and then I have to reload the page? I'm not sure about that. Mark wants to know how many type of bristlenose plecos there are. There's so many, and then people kind of make their own and call them their own names, even though Like, I think there's like 10 different names for albinos. Us older people can't read the chat, just use regular chat. It's either this or no chat. So I can keep it like this for the people that rewatch it. And as long as they're, if they're on a TV or they make it full screen, I think it'll still look pretty good. I guess I could just full screen it and find out. It's readable at full screen, so I think I'm going to keep it just for the people that rewatch it. And then hopefully by Monday on my next live stream I'll have it figured out. Braden's Beta says, ever spawned blue rams? Nope, just Bolivian rams. And they're kind of the same, but there's a lot that's different. Bob got a question. If you have a question, just go ahead and ask. Oliver wants to know, do you keep swordtails? I used to keep green swordtails, but that's been a long time ago. And as of right now, I don't. Aquatic Addict says, Bob, dig your channel. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Russell Beach says, it's blurry for me at full screen. When I make it full screen and it's in HD, it looks perfect for me. Are you at 720 or 1080? I know the people that are watching this on 240 are not going to have a very good time. Corona Kent got 7 inches of snow. I'm jealous. It's probably been 15 years since we've got that much snow here. Braden's Beta says, how did you get that background? That's just a video of my fish tank. The fish guy says, what's the fish behind you that's blue with the yellow tail? That is the one up here that's behind chat right now, is the Cyprichromis leptosoma utenta. It's a Cyprichromis. Laura says, snow is gross. No way. I love snow. Nicholas asks, would a betta kill a piranha? No. Has anyone heard from Kyle's Wild World? I saw him commenting on a video like 2 days ago, but that's about it. William says, your new plecos are cool. Yeah, they're really cool. Now they're actually burrowing too, which is kind of interesting. Laura says, where is Kyle? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully he's working on his new computer or just busy with work. Joe says, hey Bob, what fish would you keep in cold water other than goldfish? Hillstream loaches would do really well. There's a lot of corridoras that would do really well. A lot of minnows, white cloud minnows. Bristlenose plecos can go down into the 60s, like upper 60s, but. V-Stag says, I was a witness to Mod War 2016. Yes, he was. I was a casualty of Mod War 2016. The fish guy says, how's all the shrimp from Lucas doing? They're doing fantastic. Now I have like 5 or 6 that are buried, but still no shrimplets. That one that was in my video is still carrying them around. Alright, we got a jokester here. Does it put that guy in timeout? Cannot chat for 5 minutes. Achilles cold water. And Glorious Bettas will probably know better than I would. I'm certainly not a Achilles expert. If you can dodge the wrench, you can dodge a ball. That's pretty funny. A dodgeball reference. Bob O'Brien says, "Hi Bob, I Bob too. I just come here." Well, hello to you, Bob. It's weird saying my own name. Rubber lip plecos. Yep, I have one of those. They're pretty awesome. Fish Aquarium wants to know if African dwarf frogs will eat eggs or fry. I've actually never kept them, but I know they do eat. They are carnivores, so probably. Are you named after the builder? No, the builder was named after me. And Glorious Betta is there. I was hoping she would chime in. All killie species are different, but most can be in room temp, 69 to 73. A few need to be kept much cooler, like whatever that is. Very beautiful and difficult for most people to keep. Mr. Fish says, "Hey Bob, do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?" I do, but I don't think you can do it. Laura has a question. Do you think water softener causes distress? Long-term exposure to trace sodium? Mm, it depends. Like, I mean, there's trace amounts of sodium in most water. Joe Hilton wants to know the best substrate for growing plants. I really like Eco Complete. It's one of my favorite. D nice to see you again. Fish Person V blogs. What fish can I keep in a 5-gallon with Neo shrimp? Maybe like endlers? Any type of like super nano fish. Like there's some neon green rasboras, stay pretty small. Braden's pH wants to know, will Flourish soften water or lower pH? Not that I've ever seen. Celestial Pearl Danios would do pretty well in a smaller tank. Harlequins, I don't know, I've seen them get pretty big. Steve says, how easy are leopard frog plecos to breed? I would probably say average, not as easy as bristlenose, but certainly not the most difficult. And it's not really an age thing, it's more of a size thing. And mine are like 3 to 4 inches, and I think they're just getting ready. I think they're just getting to that size. The fish guy, have you ever had Spixie snails? If so, do you have any tips? I've actually never had them, at least that I can remember. Are they just nearite snails? Kind of what they look like. Apple snail. Well, they're not nearites. I still think they kind of look like nearites, though. So, unfortunately, the fish guy, I have never kept them. Maybe someone in chat has. Bojo Ford asked for my favorite substrate. Depends on what I'm doing for like non-planted tanks. Even though this Tanganyika tank behind me is planted, it's just jungle val, so that grows in anything. But this is my favorite substrate, this lapis luster sand. Russell Beach says, do you go by TDH or TDS or pH or both? Depends on what's in the tank. So I would say both. Aiden says, my false Julie is laying eggs right now. That's pretty awesome. Hopefully there's nothing in there that'll eat them and you can grow them out. What's a Poseidon says, what's a medium to fast growing foreground or background plant that is bushy? Stargrass. 7 Mile says, did you get snow? Nope. It's been like 13, 14 degrees out, but no snow today. What's the easiest carpeting plant to keep and grow? I don't think any of them are really easy. I mean, you could do like, you could carpet with a Nubius, and it would just take like 20 years, but it would be easy. Aiden the Cichlid Man says, do you sell Calvis? I do not. The Lysander asked, have you heard much about the use of deep sand beds in freshwater planted tanks? I've read a little on it, but other than that, I feel like there's not very much info on it. Hygrophila compacta is good. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the most, really a carpeting plant though. I mean, it'll fill the bottom, but still can get kind of tall. Poseidon says that Monte Carlo is a pretty easy carpeting plant. I think it's a high-tech plant, personally, which I would not categorize as easy, but some people have good luck with it. Travis says Calvis are so slow to grow out. Yeah, you see the one right in the middle of my screen right now is pretty small. I feel like he hasn't grown at all since I had him. I've had him for like a year. But then there's another one in here that's like twice the size that I got at the same time. Gavin says, what lights would you use on your 125 gallon if you were going to plant it? I would use Phoenix Planted Plus, or possibly the Fluval 2.0, depending on price. Have I ever kept chocolate zebra plecos L270? Nope. That's one that I haven't kept. Yeah, the Lysander says, I've done a little bit of research on it too. This is on the deep sand beds. Seems like misinformation and voodoo. Yeah, I mean the thought kind of makes sense because obviously there's deep sand beds, you know, in the wild, but there's also constantly new water. So our tanks are not really wild conditions. James says, hey Bob, I see you stepped up the graphics for the live stream. Looking good. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like the background videos has been working out. But I spent so long working on this chat that I didn't get to make a new video, so I recycled this one. I used this one like a week or two ago. Moses says, can you see my comments? They're not popping up on your screen. Yep, I can see them right here. There you go. Medrano says, what's the best food to give Galaxy Pleco? Seems like... Oops. Anyways, what's the best food to give Galaxy Pleco? Seems like mine don't like nothing. I would try like Rapashi Bottom Scratcher or Rapashi Morning Wood. I don't think I've seen anything not eat those. I just noticed that you changed your hat. Okay. Aquatic Hobbyist says, what software do you use to edit your videos? Also, what camera do you use to film them? The software I use is Filmora Wondershare, and let me see if I can get you my camera, because I don't remember it offhand. It's gonna take a minute though. So anyone going to Lucas's live stream after this? I think he should be starting pretty close to on time. Okay, let's see. Aquatic Addict says, can I feed canned green beans to Mbuna cichlids? I do. Not very often, maybe once a week, but I give them green beans. But I also have bristlenose plecos in the tank, so. Dwayne says, wow, I have Filmora too. Guess I could do a live stream. Filmora is what I use to edit my videos, not to live stream. To live stream, I use OBS, which is freeware. The Fish Guy 3 says, when are you going to set up the fish tanks in your garage, and also when are you going to make a koi pond? Never going to make a koi pond, and the fish tanks in the garage as soon as I can. That's just the best answer I have. I have no time frame, unfortunately. Oh, see, I said Lucas, and look who shows up. There he is. I used my summoning powers again. Mark says, yep, as soon as you're over, I'm heading to Lucas's. Okay. Here is the camera I use. It's a Panasonic HD camera. But I'm probably going to be getting a new camera with my tax return. And it's not that this one's bad. I just, there's some new technology coming out that I want to try. Okay, I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff here. Aiden says there are so many eggs in the spawning mob. Too bad there aren't any males to fertilize them. Aw, that sucks. Mr. Fish says, how many endlers do you think could be in a 10-gallon? You could do quite a bit as long as you keep up with your water changes. Probably as many as you're willing to do water changes for. D Nice says, Bob, I'm surprised you're streaming. Seahawks just started. Yep, I'm recording it, but I don't know if I'm going to watch it. Because I'm sure people in chat will be chiming in as to what's going on. So, plus I think I'll be able to catch the end of it. And they never play good in the first half anyway, so there's never any need to watch the first half. I'm just going to scroll to the bottom. The Fish Guy says, Lucas, I just finished watching your Killy video, the best hour of my life. Well, there you go, Lucas. That, yesterday, was it yesterday or Thursday? I don't know, maybe yesterday. That live stream you did looked way better than your normal live streams. I don't know what you did different, but you should do that all the time. Madrano says, where can I get those types of food for the Galaxy Plecos? You can get them at aquariumcoop.com. You can get them on Amazon. Let me see if I can find them on Amazon. I think they're usually on Amazon. Yeah, you can do something like this. Bob, I'm trying to get that to work more, but I think my phone company is putting data caps on Saturday, trying to work it out. Oh, were you not using Wi-Fi? You were using 4G. Thank you, Laura. I was right in the middle of reading that, and I was about to do that. Unfortunately, it won't be a video. Wait, what did I miss? Dwayne. What's his phone, Bob? Doop, doop, doop. Dwayne. Awesome, Lucas. We have video. The Fish Guy 3. Yellow cool. Dwayne. He loved it really. Was digging the fish. Lucas, did Lup Diesel ever make it over to film your fish room? Big Fly Media is here. Definitely check out his channel if you haven't. He's doing live streams now, so that's pretty cool. Big Fly Multimedia. Sashimi Whiskey put out a really good video the other day. I would check him out too. I was watching him while I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my chat. Has a really nice local fish store. I was using Wi-Fi. It said it was data issue with the device. The live stream worked on my laptop fine. Dwayne says, Bob, Lucas had a big time guest today. Big time guest today. Was it you? Uh-oh, what happened to Little Lake? Willie the King Colin says, that's sad, Little Lake. What did I miss? Man, we don't have very many people on, but you guys are really chatting up a storm tonight. I'm going to start paying attention. Bojo Ford wants to know my favorite pleco under $50. Probably the snowball pleco. I don't really see that very often where I'm at, but I think it's pretty neat. They're usually right around that 40 to, like $39.99 is what I think I see them as. Maybe 50. Lucas says, no, Lup hasn't made it yet. He and his wife are feeling well, so should be doing it in February sometime. I feel like you guys are like in the triangle of like fish rooms, and I don't know, there's nobody out here, I feel. Fish Tropic says Gold Nugget Pleco. Could have guessed that. Okay, you guys are still going really fast. Not that I'm complaining. Sashimi says, whoop, shout out. It was pretty awesome. Doop doop doo. That's awesome, Lucas, that you allow people a chance into your fish room. The guest was Charlie Grimes. He's an old school legend. That's awesome. Aquatics Hobbyist says, ask, can I keep shrimp with bettas? I do. I think it depends on how angry your particular betta is. Can you have a fish room in a big backyard shack? I suppose you could, but you're definitely going to need power and probably water. I don't think you need water as long as you can get a hose there, but water would sure help. Josh, Aquatics and Railroads video. How you doing, Bob? Hey, I'm glad you finally were able to show up to another one. Thank you for stopping by. D Nice said followed whiskey and Big Fly. Russell says it's Saturday, alcohol might be involved. Scroll down to the bottom. Big J Aquatics says going to a local pet store and they are sponsoring me and working with me. Well, that's pretty nice. Jason says, hey Bob, what type of plants do you have for sale? None really, unfortunately. I mean, I could probably spare some stargrass if you're going to the meeting on Tuesday. I know I'm trimming some for another member, but that's about it. Maybe some Bacopa Monterey. Trying to think if I have anything else. My guppy grass is really on short supply. I think that might be it. Fish Tropic says pizza night for me. Taco night for Kayla. Oh, Kayla's here. Short and Anxious is here. Good to see Short and Anxious, who's also putting up videos now, so check out her channel. Fish Tropic says no jungle bow. Nope. I will sell my jungle bow when it's like bursting through the seams of this tank that's in the background. Then maybe I'll trim it. Nicholas Lopez is up to shenanigans again. I don't know what he said, but I'll just put him back in timeout. Oh, he's already been banned. Well, never mind. Angelo says, hi, Bob. How's it going, everybody? Hello. Big J Aquatic says, I'm so nervous. It's like a job interview. Man, just have fun. It's not really like a job interview. Well, I guess I can't really speak on it, but Bob makes it hard to be a wallflower in this chat. Nope, I'm not letting you off that easy. And as a matter of fact, you are going to be a moderator. Now you definitely can't be a wallflower. You got a job to do. Jason says, dang, I need some jungle bow. Are you going to the meeting next week? I think maybe you mentioned it. Because there's always some at the meeting. Lizander says, how are the new plecos doing? They're chowing down on that Tetra food. I don't know what is with that food, but I'm glad Lucas suggested it to me because, man, that stuff, that Tetra color granules, everything seems to love that stuff. Bojo Ford says, here's a dumb question. How big do bows Monty Rainbows get? I don't think that's a dumb question, but maybe 4 inches. Once they get a certain length size, then they start growing this way, which is kind of neat. Short Answer says, sure enough, I'm a mod. Yep. Jason is going to the meeting, so yeah. I don't think I've ever been to a meeting where there wasn't jungle val. And most of the plants there are dirt cheap. And if you actually hang around till the end, so there's the talk that usually goes for like an hour and a half, and then there's an auction that goes for like another hour, hour and a half. And if you actually stay till the end of the auction, that's when you can start buying plants for like $1. Because most of the people leave because most people have to work the next day. So they don't stay till 11 o'clock. Tetra granules, yep. Kayla says Tetra crisp are good too. I just got some Tetra flake food too, the color flake. So we'll see how that goes. Try and get some corkscrew val. Jason says, are you one of the featured speakers? They already had their speakers, but they asked me to be a backup. But they already have backups too, so I guess if nobody shows up, I'll go up and stand up and talk for a little bit. Little Lake Aquarium says, where can you buy plants for $1? I was referring to my local fish club, the Seattle Aquarium Society. How long have you had the L20? Oh, you're not talking to me. Never mind. Aquatic Addict says, I wish I had fish clubs near me. Yeah, that's where I've got almost all my plants. And then they have a yearly plant auction where they actually bring in a bunch of plants. They buy a bunch of plants from wholesalers. And that plant auction goes for like 4 hours. It's crazy. Big J Aquatic says Big J Aquatic says Cobalt Aquatics is sending me a package in the mail as well. Awesome. I haven't got anything. I've been really lazy though. I still haven't even like reached out for my 5,000 subscriber contest. I've just been, I don't know, lazy is probably not the right word, but had a lot of stuff going on lately. Short Anxious says, LOL, Chuck LR Bretts will never actually be done water changing. Yeah, never. Laszlo's Aquarium says, any suggestions for plants that like tannin? Amazon Sword, which should probably do pretty good as long as you keep fertilizers in the substrate. Michael says, how is your dog doing, Bob? She's doing really well. I should be allowed to start taking her for walks starting next week. So tomorrow, I think we're going to finally go on our first walk since her multiple surgeries. All right, what have I missed? Bojo Ford says, favorite tetra, probably the whitefin tetra. I don't know, it changes weekly. Oh, someone else is asking about my dog, so thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Gavin says, I'm going to be going to my first meeting. Hopefully they will have plants there. I've never heard of places not having... If there's an auction, there should be plants. Fish Person Vlogs must be doing his math homework. 9 plus 10 is a 19. At what size can bristlenose be sexed as soon as you start seeing their bristles? And I think that you should start seeing them at around 3.5 inches. Thomas says, how did you find out about your aquarium club? Corey at Aquarium Club has a flyer in his store. And so when I was visiting a store one time, I saw the flyer. Short and Anxious says, Bob, have your new whiptail cats colored up? No, I think that's just how they're going to be. They don't seem stressed out. They're eating like pigs, so they're definitely happy. I mean, the color they're at, though, is pretty close to what my substrate is, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. The Lizander says, the white outline on the chat was a good idea. I can read it without trouble on the S5. Well, that's funny, because that's purely accidental. Kinkaju says, glad to hear about your dog doing better. Yeah, she's still kind of weak, but that's why we're going to start walking. Travis says, Bob, you should come to next year's OCA extravaganza. I would just be sad because I couldn't get any fish. Big Fly Multimedia says, it's movie time with the family. I will catch you all later. Be good. Remember, if you want more fish live streams, he's started live streaming now, so check out his channel. Rudy says, you can give them a lot of leaf litter so they won't bury themselves in the sand as much. I'm not sure, are you referring to my new whiptail cats? Russell says, where is Corey? I said his name in the mirror 3 times. I think he said, I was talking to him earlier, and I think he said he had to go to the airport late tonight. Maybe tomorrow? Maybe tonight. I don't remember. Probably working. I don't know. Or secretly listening. Bob O'Brien wants to know, how do you cycle a tank that had ick before? My brother had a betta that died from ick, that's why. Well, I would just start the cycle over, just like normal. I don't think... It kind of depends on how long it's been since you've had a fish in there. If it's been over 8 weeks, you're probably good. Bojo Ford says, tips for finding eggs. What kind of eggs? Travis, I was there this year. OCA was wonderful. It's definitely on my list of places to go, but I think I would be really sad about not being able to bring home any fish. Short and Anxious says, as long as the new fish are eating, they must be doing fine. Very few things get in the way of a hungry catfish. Corey is too busy changing tank water. I don't know, I've said his name twice now. Maybe if I say it one more time, we'll see him. EJ Fishes 76 says, "Hey Bob, how long will it typically take for dwarf aquarium bulbs to sprout?" For me, anytime I've gotten them, it's been within a week, really fast. Mark says Taco Union. Black skirt eggs, are you talking about like the black skirt tetra? I would assume. And I don't know how you're going to find those, because those, if you have substrate, I don't know how you're going to find them, because those are going to be really tiny. Fish Persons V blog says, "How can you plant a brackish water tank?" I have no idea. This came up on Corey's live stream with the plant guy he had on his channel. I forget his name. But they talked about it for a bit, and if they couldn't come up with a way, I certainly can't come up with a way. Mick says, to the Lysander, "I bought Rapashi for my new L20, but haven't got it yet. Hoping it will get here to eat." Rapashi is the only thing that gets my zebra plecos out of hiding. When I put it in there, even if the light's on full bright, they will still come out. Yeah, Laura, H2 Aquatics, thank you. H2O Aquatics. That was a fun stream. Bob says, "You are abusing your powers, don't say his name." I won't say it a third time. Bojo Ford says, "Will my bristlenose eat my plants? In my experience, they'll only eat sword plants for whatever reason." Do you have a certain food you like to use for plecos that prefer meatier diets? Rapashi. I mean, Rapashi for all my plecos. It doesn't really matter what kind of plecos. Rapashi. Travis says, "I bought a trio of bristlenose adults for $4. Yeah, that sounds like our aquarium society. You can get like a bag of 6 bristlenose plecos for $1. They're not adults, but... Laura says, "My loaches eat sword plants." Must be something about sword plants. S words must be tasty. Yeah. What is the average price of Rapashi there? They sell it for $32. Where you're at, Kayla? I don't know. It depends on the size. It comes in all different sizes. I just wait for Corey to put it on sale. I swear he does it like once a month, and then I just load up on it. Mick says, "Thanks for saying that, Bob. Got me some hope she will start eating." Yeah, I mean, what flavor did you get? Because that makes a difference too. Have I ever medicated Rapashi Macapo? I have not. Gibbs says, "My rainbows won't eat Rapashi after it sinks to the bottom. Do you have this problem?" No, they'll follow it wherever it is. If I take it out of the tank, they'll jump out to get it. I'm kidding, but no. They'll go anywhere in the tank where the Rapashi is. Yeah, that's another good point, Lysander, is that it can take them a while, and they can go a long time without eating. As Lysander mentioned, that his L134 took a week to eat, and that's not uncommon. Fish Person says, "You guys seen my 5-gallon planet? Would a yo-yo loach be good in it?" I don't think so. Laszlo said, "Just realized Seahawks are playing here on TV. I could stream the game live if I want to get my channel shut down." Are Indian glass fish good in a 20 long tank? I saw them today and thought they were cool. So the problem I have with glass fish is I've never had them survive very long. And a lot of people don't keep them around here because, I don't know, I think they might come from brackish water. And then people try to convert them to fresh water, like the fish farms. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's just my guess, because even like glass catfish don't live nearly as long in the aquarium as they do in the wild. Laura says, Yo-yos get 6 inches and they need a lot of room to roughhouse. Yeah. I don't know of any loaches that would do good in a 5-gallon. Maybe like a coolie loach. Maybe. And as Laura mentions, most loaches are not community, but they like to be in groups. I read that someone else got an L20 and they starved themselves to death. Yeah, but you gotta take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt, Mick, because they could have had the complete wrong water parameters. It could have just been, put them in with aggressive fish so they never got comfortable coming out. So that's kind of things I think about when I see a person who had a problem with a fish. Would a pleco and a dwarf gourami be overstocked in a 15-gallon? Nope, I don't think so. As long as you got a smaller pleco, like a rubber lip pleco, or a Clara pleco, the LDA08, I think. I don't get, Bob. There's 70 people watching and there's only 59 likes. Well, that's way higher than my average. Are those V-Stag, are those shell dwellers you have okay in a community tank? As long as they're not spawning. The pair I have a pair of gold ocellatus in this tank behind me, and they have never even given any remote inclination that they're even interested in spawning. So I think that's why all these other fry get away. I mean, you can see him chasing them, but he never kills them. But if they were breeding, they would probably try to kill everything in that tank. Adam says Seahawks going to win tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost, but I'm pretty sure they're going to win. Bob says, I liked it, Bob. Oh, probably, duh. 73 people watching. Short and Anxious says, I agree with Laura. My yo-yo loaches like to swim on to the other side of the tank. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even dwarf chain loaches would do bad in a 5-gallon tank. Thomas says, Bob, you have almost 100% like ratio. Yeah, that's pretty amazing, actually. There's 75 people in my stream, and I have 74 likes. Man, that's pretty awesome. What if I had more likes than people in the stream? We need to find people to just log in, like it, and then leave. Bojo Ford says, where can I find Eco Complete not online? At Petco. Petco sells it for almost the same price as Amazon, like $22 or $23. Laura says, I've ordered from the Wet Spot, expensive shipping, but worth it. Is it expensive? How much was it? Hey, as long as how many dislikes though? Because I'll take a dislike too. I'm not greedy. A like or a dislike doesn't bother me. Now I have 85 and 77 watching. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. $40 shipping from them. That's I would say that's average. I've never got fish shipped for cheaper. Anthony says, I didn't think the Wet Spot was out of line. Yeah, if it's $40, that's nothing. Does Petco also have crushed coral? I believe they do. They do sell saltwater fish, so Thomas says, if anyone dislikes the video, I will gut them like a pig. I'd rather have a dislike than nothing at all. I'm lucky since I'm right by the Wet Spot. If I buy fish from them, the shipping's only like $20 since I'm like 3 hours away from them. I should drive down to the wet spot and do a video of their store. They have so many tanks, though. I'd be there all day. Yeah, I mean, $40 shipping. That's pretty standard. I pay when I order my cichlids, I pay $50, but that comes air cargo from Southwest. Well, that's like 2-hour shipping. Travis says, I think I need more Shelly tanks. So many cool Shellys. That's certainly the truth. The gold ocelotus in this tank are my favorite, though, but there's also a pearly ocelotus that are pretty cool. Southern Fish Keeper says, Corey, I think, did a video of the wet spot. Yeah, he did do a walkthrough. That was pretty cool. Bojo Ford says, I have a $35 PetSmart gift card. Would you think, what should you get? They have Eco Complete there too, if that's what you're looking for. Fish Person wants to know if Corey is doing a live stream tomorrow. Yep, at 5 o'clock. Cichlid Addicted, how you doing? Says, thanks for the wet spot info, guys. Rurudu says, $35 gift card, get a tank, they will price match the $1 per gallon from Petco's sale. Yes, they will. As long as they have the Aquarium tanks, they won't price match it with the whatever their crappy brand tanks are. QB Bug says, do you agree with chain pet store care as a whole? I do not. What time does this stream end? It's going to end at 7 o'clock, and then Lucas or LR Brett's Aquatics will be doing his live stream. So hopefully everyone will hop over there. Bob says, Corey should stream with cool people. I feel like he has been. Bob O'Brien says, I want a tank for $1. Look on Craigslist. There's always free tanks on Craigslist. Do you keep or currently have ever kept German blue rams? If so, do you like them? I really do like them, and I've been contemplating getting the gold face electric blue ram. But the only thing that's holding me back is it would require a heater, and you guys know I hate heaters, so I'm kind of on the fence on that one. Anthony says, Corey has had Sassy on. How much cooler than that can you get? Yeah, I've been on it like 6 times, so I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Bojo Ford says, should I risk getting plants from a chain store so I don't have to pay shipping? I've gotten plants from Petco without problems. I mean, I don't just stick them in the tanks right with my fish, but Petco generally doesn't keep their plants in the same tanks as their fish. I don't think I've ever seen a fish in the plant tank at my local Petco. I've seen they'll put in the bamboo shrimp, but I've never actually seen fish with them. Chuck says it's hard to find good quality cichlids from a wholesaler. There's a few of them out there, but in general, yeah, I would have to agree with you. Ian says, I found a 55 for $25 local near me. Yep. Fish Person says, you should come to Chicago for the nation's largest car and auto show. What is your favorite car? I don't know that I'd go to Chicago for a car show. But my favorite car, I don't know. There's so many cool ones. How can you pick a favorite? David says, my Petco keeps fish with plants. There's actually 2 of them in my town, and neither of them keep them with fish with plants. So that's kind of weird. Laura says, 1967 Impala with hydraulics painted bright pink. and bouncing up and down the street. She says that's her favorite car. V-Stag says my '07 GT Eclipse. I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse at one time in my life. C10 4x4s, those are nice trucks. Pink? No. Alright, lime green. As long as she's got the hydraulics in there and she can bump down the road. Southern Fish Keeper says, both my local fish stores are really bad. Well, that's unfortunate. I actually have a lot of good ones around me. Well, 3. 3's a lot, though, compared to other people. The Bugatti, plated in gold. Yeah, if I got a Bugatti plated in gold, I would melt it down and sell the gold. '91 Chevy Cavalier. Been driving it since I learned to drive. Wow. Well, hopefully you don't have a car payment, though. A 30-year loan on a Chevy Cavalier. Yeah, I used to be really big into cars, but now, I mean, I have 2 cars now, and it's kind of a waste. Gotta support your local fish store, or you will be like me and have to drive 100+ miles to go to a fish store other than Petco or PetSmart. Luckily, my PetSmart is really, really good. Much rather go to club auctions to get my fish. Yep. Cars are just another money sink. Everything's a money sink, though, really. Bojo Ford says, how big do bala sharks get and do they school? Yes, they are a schooling fish and they get really big. No car payment and cheap insurance and tags. What sucks for me is that both my car's tags are due like the same month. And I have custom plates on one car, so that's like $100. But my other car, I think, is like $60, so that's not too bad. But I don't have any car payments either. That's the only reason I have 2 cars. How big do bala sharks get, though? I think they can get up to like 18 inches in the wild. Caleb's RC Crawlers made it to the stream. Good to see you, man. I've been live for almost 1 hour now, going 1 more hour. Alexander says, I think bala sharks top off at around 14 inches. I think they can get close to like 2 feet in real life. Well, not real life, but in the wild. And they have huge schools in the wild. Yikes, custom plates. Yep. Kinkajou says, I have a local fish store that's pretty good. It's where I got my L270 today. There are about 3 to 4 more, and they're all an hour or so away, so I do not visit them often. Yeah, Aquarium Co-op is about 45 minutes away from me. So I don't know if that's considered local or not, but it's local enough. QB says, I met really awesome PetSmart employee who agrees that we should keep bettas at 3+ gallons. He has 5 tanks, and it's so fun to talk to. Yeah, my local PetSmart, the people that have worked there, like there's the core people that have worked there for like years. And I think, so, look at that. I said his name on the 3rd time. I said it twice, and I'm not going to say a 3rd time because then he's going to show up. I said it a 3rd time, and look. He showed up. I told you it works. You just got to say his name 3 times. Do your plates say Big Steen? No, that would be funny, though. I told you, you just got to say his name 3 times. That's all it takes. Tim says he's eating tacos for a taco union. Corey is like Beetlejuice. I'm telling you, man. Sergeant Tank says, hey, Bob, what vlog camera do you use? The camera I use is I had it up on my screen because somebody just asked me that. So right here. There is the camera I use. You are a wizard, Bob. Yeah, I guess so. Charles, hi, is Charles here? Oh, right here. Hi, Bob. Hi, everyone. Made it finally. Good to see you, Charles. Tommy X wants to know if I've ever seen Russell Wilson before. Never in real life. Yeah, how many likes do we have? Do I still have more likes than viewers? It doesn't show me likes. It says I have 87 viewers though. We got to keep that trend going. I want more likes than viewers. Bojo Ford says, in your experience, do bristle nose like Cholo would? Mine never touch it. Touchdown Seahawks, amazing catch too. I have 97 likes and 87 views. 100 likes, 101 likes. All right. Well, thanks, David. Says, yes, more likes than viewers. Good. Oh, there's the fireworks, so they must have scored. You guys are right. Bob O'Brien says, Bob, you have a lot OG like. 108. My laptop randomly died. Well, at least you came back, right? You're really cool, that's why. I don't have time to dislike stuff, so I have to set up bots to do it. Here's a little spoiler alert. I'm going to Corey's house tomorrow, spend some time in the fish room. Should be some fun. Where is that? Someone said, Little Lake Aquarium says, I'm going to a fish auction soon. What should I keep an eye out for? That depends on what you like, man. Whatever you like, keep an eye out for. I know at our auction, which is this Tuesday, hopefully I can sneak in some filming. I'm not sure how they feel about that, but I might try to smuggle in my camera. But on ours, they put everything on a table before the auction starts, and you can actually walk around and look at everything. Caleb says, hey Corey, glad to see you in Bob's stream. He's come around on quite a few of my streams. Thomas says, Bob, you have to be in the stream tomorrow, please. Little Lake Aquarium says, I like unique stuff. So do I. Backup equipment is a must. Are you doing the chat with Corey tomorrow too? Do you mean the live stream or the chat? I'll definitely be in the chat. Yeah, Travis, that's a good advice. He says, take a notepad and write down what you like before it starts so you know what is next, or so you know what is what. Ours actually projects like a list of upcoming auctions, and it just like scrolls through the whole thing. So you always have like the next 7 items that are being bid on. Did you tell Corey about that going there? I don't know if Corey is going to go to this meeting. Corey Aquarium Co-op says, you can be on the stream. I assumed if you were coming over, you would be. Yeah, I kind of assumed that too, but I didn't want to say anything because you know what they say about assuming. David says, Bob, I love the stream. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Are you going to the meeting on Tuesday, Corey? What will happen if and when your blue and gold apple snails breed? That's an interesting question. So far, I've only gotten blue and gold. I haven't got any kind of crazy mixed mutt colors, so I don't know how that works. But now I have black ones in with them too, so I guess we'll find out. Get a puffer. A puffer is something that I would not impulse buy. Definitely do not impulse buy a puffer. I've been caught impulse buying quite a few things at the auction just because a lot of the stuff is like $1. Haven't planned on going to the meeting yet. Stuff is stacking up for Tuesday. Bob, are you going to start selling fish online? Only if I get... So William wants to know if I'm going to start selling fish online. First, if I do, it won't be until the spring because I've never shipped fish and I don't want to start when it's 1 degree outside. And second, I will only ship fish or sell online if I'm unable to sell them locally because that's just way easier. Little Lake Aquariums just got some cherry bars because yours looks so nice. Yep. Give them time and they'll definitely color up to a nice dark red like mine are. And they're really peaceful, at least mine are. And they're spawning. I have fry. Aquatic Addict says, tacos be stacking up on Tuesday for Corey. I did get a message. I got a Facebook message. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, that sucks. Has nothing to do with my message. Don't worry about that. Sorry, I'm back. Hi, Bob. Can I send you a Hangout request? Like Google Hangout? I don't know how that works. I don't even know if I would get it. I didn't even know that you could send messages on Instagram until like a day ago. So all these poor people have been sending me messages on Instagram, and I'm so bad at social media. I didn't even see them. Short Anxious says, Bob, what other pleco did you have in the tank with the pretty new whiptail cats? Just wondering, you didn't mention it in the video. Still can't believe you found those whiptails. So it's the L52, the butterfly plecos, which I did mention. And then the other ones are the vampire or the galaxy pleco. Galaxy pleco, I think. Do you have an Instagram, Bob? Yep, it's the same as my YouTube channel. Same name. Kyle says, dude, go watch the Hawks game. I'm recording it. I will. Trust me. Can you keep a common pleco at room temperature without a heater? Maybe somebody else knows that more than me. I've never kept a common pleco. So I've never even looked at their water parameters. Is a whiptail cat too big for a 40 breeder tank? I think the ones I got, possibly, because they say they can get 14 to 16 inches. So maybe, but there might be smaller species of whiptail cats. I haven't spent a ton of time researching other species. What's a good oddball fish for a 20-gallon long? An oddball fish that I've always wanted but I've never had is called a whale fish. I don't even know if you could find it by searching whale fish. Whale fish? Is that a thing? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. It's something like that. Maybe somebody else knows. Puffer for the 20 long? Maybe. I don't know. Dwayne says, yes, the common pleco can take lower temps. There you go. I knew someone would know. I know, mind blown. I wish I could have a ton of those cute little things. What about your Facebook group? Is it active? I sent you a join request today. Well, there's your answer. I can't remember the last time I was on it. I made that Facebook group just so somebody else wouldn't steal the name and try to pretend to be me. Not that anyone would even try to do that. There you go, just approved you. But yeah, it's basically just to save the name. In case maybe one day I'll make it big and I'll have my name. Sashimi Whiskey says, have you ever seen a nice artificial plant tank? Yeah, actually. They're out there. I don't think that you can do it with like Petco artificial plants, but they're definitely out there. I want to know what you're mind blown about. What did I miss? David says those new fish rock. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Laura is mind blown, and now I'm curious why. Oh well. Baby whale. That might be it, Travis. Is that what I was talking about? Baby whale. That is an oddball fish. Baby whale fish. Yeah, they're so like goofy looking. I think they're awesome. But I've never had one. Pea puffers can go in a 20 long. That's certainly true. Favorite hang on the back filter? Bojo Ford wants to know, and I don't have a favorite. I think they're all garbage. 4 months ago, my local fish store had 6 blue-eyed plecos for $850 each. I did not buy one, and none of my tanks were big enough for one. Would you have bought it if you were there? No. I don't think so. I feel that's kind of expensive, even maybe if it was like a full-grown adult. I mean, I don't know that I would ever pay $850 for a fish anyways, but... Search freshwater whale fish. Fish person. I found it by searching baby whale fish, so that worked too. Suggestion on how to get rid of pond snails in your tank. You could probably feed less. In my experience, that's kind of one of the main reasons people get snails is because they overfeed. Laura says, Bob, are you Big Steen famous? You breeding autos? My autos breed, but I don't specifically breed them. But I have 2 tanks that they do breed in. But as far as getting rid of pond snails, you can get loaches. Most loaches will eat snails. But I would see if maybe you're overfeeding. Maybe cut back the feeding a little bit and get some loaches. Jesse Pace says loaches. Hey, look at that. I like when people agree with me. Ryan says besides loaches. Puffers. Bob O'Brien says, I love Overwatch. You play? Yep, I played a little Overwatch today. I am somewhat addicted to that game. I get in about a half hour a day. Bob, how do you breed yellow labs? It's pretty basic. They're one of the easier cichlids to, well, most cichlids are pretty easy to breed, but most African cichlids. But, you know, just get yourself a pair, keep them well fed. They're mouth brooding, so if you get one that's holding, I would separate it or strip them. How do you, Corey, make a taco? Short Anxious says, correction, I usually think it's cool to see any kind of whiptail. Yeah, I've never seen them until I took in those, until I took my guppies in and they were still in the bag. You just got them in. I was like, I want those. Cost me a lot of guppies though. Kayla says, whoa, that's a crazy looking fish. Baby whale fish. Yeah. They're nocturnal, so I don't know if you'd actually ever see it during the day, but they're just a goofy looking fish. Short and Anxious. I think I already got that one. Yep, any kind of whiptail. Sashimi says, are you playing on Xbox, PS4, or PC? I'm a PC gamer. The only thing I play on PS4 is Madden, but the last one kind of sucked, so I haven't even played that for like a year and a half. Bojo Ford says, I want more tanks and I have nowhere to put them because I'm 11 and parents say I have to keep tanks in room, but I have no room. Yeah, I don't have much advice for you there. I was pretty limited too, but so when I was in junior high, I had to keep all my tanks in my room as well, but they were reptile tanks, so it was quite a bit easier to stack them up. Laura says, I wonder if I could put one pea puffer in a 20-gallon hex. Absolutely you could. You said Corey 3 times. I did, and Corey was here, or is here. Anthony, internet talks about groups of pea puffers. I just want one, I think. I think you'd be doing a lot better if you got like at least 3. I'm certainly not a pea puffer expert, but that seems to be what everyone says. You don't want a lonely fish to be lonely its whole life, right? No Call of Duty, Bob. No Call of Duty. No. I bought the new Battlefield, but I don't like it. We got to get together and play some PC games. Yeah, I'm not very good, but I do have fun. Who are the Seahawks playing? They're playing the Lions. Short and Anxious, Aquatic Horticulture. Short and Anxious has been making videos about Danios. And Short and Anxious, I'm curious as to what your favorite Danio is. Because I saw a new Danio today that I've never seen before, and I thought it was pretty awesome. Let's get 130 likes. Ooh, how many people are we at? 96, so we still have more likes than views. Nicholas Lopez getting stuff deleted again. See, we're scrolling pretty fast. Do a tier tank setup. Yeah, you can stack them if they'll let you do that. Chuck, it's been a few years. I think I bought it for 20 bucks. Gavin says, any other PC games you're currently playing? Nope. Before Overwatch, I played a lot of Hearthstone. Before Hearthstone, I played a ton of StarCraft 2, but I feel like they've ruined that game. So it's basically only Overwatch. Abby says, my mom thinks I'm crazy because I have 3 tanks. Yeah, I had like a dozen reptile tanks all stacked up on cinder blocks and 2x4s when I was in junior high. Rachel Leary has a good video on pea puffers. Yeah. Travis says, I used to play World of Warcraft. It's actually what I was trying to play right now, but it failed. I'm trying to play the original World of Warcraft, not the new crap that's out. LR... Where did that go? LRB Aquatics says, go Steelers. They're not going anywhere. Yikes. Glad I have a heater going. Okay, let's see. Okay, Packers or Bears. Well, the Bears are pretty bad. Saw somebody online put a pea puffer in a brackish tank. What are people thinking? Thomas says, what do you mean you don't like Battlefield 1? That's exactly what I mean. I like the campaign. The campaign was pretty fun, but I don't like the multiplayer. Short Anxious says, favorite Danio? I have to think about that. Can I say all? Well, the Danio I saw today was the Fireline Danio. I'll put that in chat. Fireline Danio, which I think are just super awesome. So if you haven't heard of those, look them up. Travis played for years. Vanilla. Yeah, for the few people that are probably still following WoW, there was a vanilla server that opened today that I've been trying to get on. And yeah. But it's been like a 12,000 person queue. waiting queue, and I was just in it for like 6 hours, and it just kicked me. So I don't think I'll be playing that anytime soon. Travis quit before Pandas. I played Pandas, but it was really, really bad. Okay, Bill's fan here. Fireland Daniels. Corey, customer wondering, do you like baddest species? I don't know if Corey is still here, or he might just be listening and busy working. My little bro is asking if you like Minecraft. I've never played Minecraft, and it does not interest me. Sorry. V-Stag. Oh, Kayla. I haven't met her, but I plan to ASAP. Who are we talking about? Oh, Rachel O'Leary. I'll be meeting Rachel O'Leary pretty soon. She's coming to Seattle. Corey says, yes, I'm working while listening. I'm not a big fan of the baddest myself. V-Stag, Caleb's RC Crawlers. It's on RC Crawler under Unlimited. Okay. Don't know what you guys are talking about. Mr. Pandaria broke my PC. Mr. Pandaria broke my heart. So there you go. Sashimi Whiskey. I was a professional gamer for 19 I was a professional gamer 19 years ago. So 19 years ago, Counter-Strike 1.6, maybe? Tommy X says, Packers or New York Giants tomorrow? Packers. Packers are probably one of the best, or one of the hottest teams right now, I think. Anyways, Jesse, have you tried putting Cuttlebone in your mystery apple snail tank to help with your calcium problem or adding Seachem Reef calcium? No, I haven't, because I'm waiting to see if just the aragonite substrate will work before I add any more calcium, because I don't want to like overdose on calcium. Bob O'Brien says Dustin is loud. Is there someone in here being loud? Let's see if I missed any mod stuff. Nope. Alright, let's keep going. Charles Fish Tank says, hey Bob, I put an update of the Leopoldi like you wanted. Okay. Let me... Oh, I can't click on your name anymore? See, my chat's all screwed up. I should be able to just click on your name and open your channel. Now I'm going to have to remember to do it later. Oh, Dustin as in Dustin's Fish Tanks. How many Denison bars would be good in a 35-gallon? Bojo Ford, I don't think any would do well in a 35-gallon, unfortunately. They get pretty good size. Sashimi says he just expresses his feelings proudly. I'm curious where Short and Anxious went. She's supposed to be looking at these Fireline Danio. See what I want to know what her opinion on them is. Put an update. Yeah, if you guys want to see some pretty rare angelfish, go check out Charles Fish Tanks. He's got some pretty neat Leopoldite angels, which are kind of rare. I think they're like a long nose angelfish. YouTube updated the chat, so that's what's screwing me. I knew it. I'm gonna have to update all my add-ons. That sucks. The longfin blue Danio. My favorite Danio is tied between CBDs and Fire Ring Danio. Aquatics Hobbyist. Charles just subbed. Good. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat here who have a lot of good channels, so definitely feel free to check out all the channels. Laura posts videos. Short and Anxious is putting videos. Sashimi Whiskey. Charles Fish Tanks. I already mentioned most of these people, but it's worth mentioning again. Pine Tree Looms 36 bow or 125. I don't know what we're referencing, but I'm always going to pick a 125. Sing Katy Perry Fireworks. I don't know that song, and I'm glad I don't. Short Anxious says, what is my favorite Danio? The only Danio I've ever kept is Celestial Pearl Danios, but I don't think they're my favorite. I want to get into Danios, and these Fireline Danios might be the first ones I get because I think they're awesome. Bob is going to make bank from royalty fees. How cool would that be? Like, some type of pyramid scheme on YouTube to where you feature channels and, you know, you could have like a big featured pyramid scheme on YouTube and get like a percentage of everyone that, like, if someone's watching videos on my channel, goes to Short Anxious channel and then watches her stuff, then I get a little kickback off that. We should start some kind of pyramid scheme. Giant Danios are boss. Yeah, Giant Danios are pretty cool. That's called a network. Yeah. Well, a network is a joke. Don't ever, ever, ever join a network. They do absolutely nothing for you and take at least half your money. I am Donald Duck. Video is lagging even at 144p. My stream health is really good. My stream health is excellent. Hopefully it's just you. That sounds bad, but I don't know. I guess we'll see if anyone else has a problem. Could I Sam's Fish, School of Silver Dollars with basic plants on driftwood? I'm not sure what you're asking. Can you do that? Maybe. Chat is popping up fine, not lagging, my video is fine. Maybe just try to refresh your page. I don't know. My giant Danios, Little Lake Aquarium says, my giant Danios are so old they lost their color, so they are just gray. Besides that, they try to breed, their tails turn, when they try to breed, their tails turn red. Oh, I'm having problems reading chat while it's scrolling. For their size, Shellies are the baddest fish on the planet. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Tropical freshwater abodes. Nice to see you back in chat here. The two people who disliked will be sleeping with the fishes. No, don't hate on them. Remember, I prefer dislikes over not voting at all. Bob is not lagging. Feed the haters to the Shellies. Channel seems fine. How to breed zebra Danios. If you guys want information on Danios, definitely check out Short and Anxious because I'm pretty sure that's what she's working on. To be honest, all fish are boss. I would say like 99% of fish are pretty sweet. Guppy Friend, again, how to breed zebra Danios. I've never bred them, but like I said, check out Short and Anxious. She's doing a lot of work with Danios, and you'd probably learn a lot over there. Mick says, I saw Pond Guru on YouTube show off new trickle shower filter. What do you think about those filters? I think they'd be pretty fun. I don't know, you know, it seems like they would be noisy, but maybe not. Thomas says, the 3 people who disliked the video will be dead within the hour. Well, at least they voted before they died. Is the 200 Aquatics Hobbyist asks, is the 240 the biggest tank you would have ever owned? It's currently the biggest tank I've ever owned, but I have no problems going bigger if I could find one. Pine Tree Loom says Neon Tetra or Black Skirt Tetra. Neon Tetra is for sure. Devin says, I love your videos. Please make more. That's the plan. Thanks, Devin. Can you pick 5 schooling fish you like? I can, but you'd be disappointed because they would all be cyprichromis or they'd all be rainbows. So, not a very varied list. Do you use those? Sashimi Whiskey says, do you use those commercial air pumps? If so, how do you lessen the decibels from it? I don't. I use a linear air pump from Gemco, and it's extremely quiet. The only thing you hear is the bubbles from the sponge filters. Reptile Boy says, can you breed yo-yo loaches and guppies? You can. If you're asking if you do it in the same tank, I don't think you can. Bob O'Brien wants to know the best brackish rainbow. I don't know any rainbows that are truly brackish. I know rainbows wander into brackish waters, but they don't stay there. Bob Roberts says, I hate sponge. Devin says, if you subscribe to my channel, I will keep taking nice stuff to you. I don't know, talking nice stuff to you. Laura says, pencilfish are rad. Yes, they are rad. They're on my radar. I need to get some. Short and Anxious, the Danio expert, says they are cool and hardy. Not sure if the fire ring and the fireline Danio are the same fish, being called something slightly different. Here, I will give you the scientific name and then we will know. I'm just looking on seriouslyfish.com, but there's the scientific name. Hi, Bob, Rob, I Bob too. Fish Person says, I'm going to build a king of DIY tank, L-shaped aquariums. I want like a U-shaped aquarium that goes all the way around the room. That would be awesome. Favorite kind of Little Lake Aquarium says, favorite kind of fish besides rainbows? That would be Cyprichromis from Lake Tanganyika. I am determined to last until the end of the live stream. It's 2:30 a.m. here. Well, you only got 27 minutes to go, Little Lake Aquarium, so not too bad. Kayla says, yes, the internet is definitely cold. I keep getting kicked off. Well, thanks for sticking with it and coming back. Sorry that's happening to you. Pseudomagil, Cyandorsalalis, blah, blah, blah. I believe is the brackish to saltwater only. Gary breeds them. I was just researching that, and they didn't say anything about that. I must not have been on a very good website. Kinkajou says, what do you think of rope fish? I think they're awesome, and I've always wanted to get some. Fire in the hole. Kayla C, if you're leaving. Oh, I think I'm going to call it a night after I just said thanks for coming back. Have a good night, Kayla. Thanks for coming. Crazy about Minecraft wants to know what my favorite fish is. Probably the favorite fish I'm keeping right now is my Mabu puffer. If you could, the craziest dare ever, what would it be? I don't know. Someone would have to dare me, and then I would have to do it or not do it. Reptile Boy says, hey, Corey, do a guppy video. I love them. He just did a guppy video. You should check it out. Michael says, are you thinking about doing any summer outdoor projects? Nope. I'm not, because my yard is not fully fenced, and there's a bunch of hooligans in this neighborhood that I don't trust. Could a mono shrimp be put in with Bosemani rainbows? Yes. I believe they can, because a mono shrimp get pretty big. EJ's Fishes 76 says, what's a good number of autos for a 75? Depending on your algae situation and your feeding, I would probably start with a dozen. V-Stack says, I say fire in the hole when I start to weld. Will you keep pea puffers? Says Bojo Ford. I have no plans on keeping pea puffers currently. That might change in 5 years or next month, but currently I would have to say no. Adam Meadows says, what's the #1 fish that you don't currently have? That would be the Bentachromis tricotti, which is another Tanganyikan fish. Short Anxious says, LOL. Bob says, all Bobs are funny and awesome. Funny looking, maybe. Junkrat is funny too. Yep, Junkrat is my favorite character to play. Gotta go. Thanks for hosting, Bob. Thanks for stopping by, Anthony. Fish Person says, did you do the tuber challenge yet? If not, wait, because I have to challenge you. Yes, I did it sometime in December, maybe towards the end. Guppy Friend wants to know how to breed cherry barbs. Mine are just breeding with regular flake food in a community tank. So I'm not specifically trying to breed them, but I do have cherry barb fry. I would say if you have them with other fish, you're definitely going to want them to be the tank heavily planted, and even without other fish, you'd still want it to be heavily planted so the cherry barbs don't eat their own eggs and the fry. Bob, are you ever going to ship your one lonely mascara barb to Brett's so he can have more to breed when he figures it out? Either to Brett or Cole Schramm. I think Cole Schramm has dibs on it. Caleb says, the only time I say fire in the hole is when I shoot at Tannerite. Note to self, only use a tiny amount. Willie the King says, Bob, do you want to get a big tank but don't have room for it? I'll eventually find a way if I got a big tank, just like my 240. Eventually I'll find a way. LR Brett says, me, I want it. Dang, he got dibs, but LR Brett has dibs on my super large blue Phantom plecos. So there is that. James says, any plans on breeding South American cichlids at any point? I was going to breed Epistogramma cockatoides, but actually I just got rid of them as I'm trying to kind of downsize the fish I have just to make the fish room remodel a little easier. And it's not that I don't like them, they were just the first fish to go because they're really common and easy to get, so I figured when I'm ready I could just get more. Short and Anxious says, I knew that would get Brett's attention. Yep, for all the new people that may have entered since the last hour, remember, I think in 20 minutes, LR Brett should be starting his live stream, so we're going to head over there at 7. But he probably won't start till like 7:30. That's kind of how he does it there. Abby says, think about it. If you dislike a video, it still adds a view. It still adds a view and it still adds an engagement. So YouTube doesn't care if it's an upvote or a downvote. They only care that you vote. So that's the only thing that matters. Andrew says, aren't you watching the game, Big Steen? I'm recording it. And I can tell by the fireworks. I've only heard fireworks once, so I know they've only scored 1 touchdown. So it doesn't seem like that's a very good sign. Aquatic Hobbyist says, sorry, Brett, it'll be 3 a.m. for me, so I can't make the switch. But you can watch it tomorrow. How did the water changes go? I was just going to say, give Brett an extra 10 minutes. That's what we said last time, and it took like 20 minutes. Adam says it's 10-3 at halftime. Yeah, I didn't really plan on watching the first half anyways, because they always suck in the first half. Aquarium Co-op says the game is crazy, 73-64. I don't even think that Corey knows what football is, so I don't believe him. They just hit a home run. Little Lake Aquariums says, can fish die from too many nitrates and nitrites? Absolutely. Russell says, for every minute Lucas is late, he has to give away 1 tank. He could still be late a lot and still have like 9,000 tanks. Reptile Boy says, Corey, do more guppy videos on breeding, please. He has a lot of videos on guppies, so go through all of his years of videos and you'll find quite a bit. Bojo Ford says, I'm watching this while I feed all my tanks. That's usually what I do in live streams. I generally just listen while I'm doing tank maintenance and feeding and just playing in the fish room. Sorry, Abby says, sorry, but I have to go. I hope you have an amazing day or night. Thank you, Abby. I hope you have an amazing day or night, too. Travis says he wants to hit the lotto so I can build a fish house. Yes, that would be awesome. I want you to hit the lotto, too. I hope you do, because I want to see it. Patty says, I have a customer who has ammonia burn. What treatment would you recommend? Goldfish? Anytime I've had fish in with ammonia burn, I've never really treated it with anything except for very clean water. And that's worked really well for me. Fish person says, what's your biggest tank? My biggest tank being used is 125 gallons. My biggest tank not being used is 240 gallons. Aiden says, I want Corey to do a video about raising fry. Had the realization that all dads get off. I'm not prepared for this. Oh, that all dads get. I'm not prepared for this. Travis says, if I hit the hot lotto, I'll hook you up. Little Lake Aquarium says, when do you plan on putting up actual tank to put behind you? I don't think I'm going to. Michael says, I have hard water and I've never played with African cichlids. I think I'm finally ready. Well, good. You should do it. Angelo says, did you ever DIY a tank? Nope. Do you have plans on building one? I think the only thing I would build is, if I was to ever build a tank, it would be like a plywood aquarium. Short Anxious says, Bob, how did your driftwood nature collecting hike go today? It did not go because the weather was too bad. I thought I read that it was supposed to warm up this weekend, but that certainly did not happen. I'd make multis prefer... What? I'd make multis large. They would be glass bangers. Kyle says, dude, you keep skipping my puffer question. Sorry, Kyle, let me... Alright, we're looking for Kyle, What other types of freshwater puffers would you suggest that don't get big like Mabu puffers? Amazon puffers. Look up Amazon puffers. If you're okay with a puffer being the only fish you have in a tank, you can look up a hairy puffer too. They only need like a 40-gallon tank. So hairy puffer would be a species only because they will destroy anything you put with them. But Amazon puffers are more community, so you can actually have other fish with them. Shoveling snow sucks. If we actually got snow, That would be awesome. I would be more than willing to shovel snow just to get some. Caleb says, do you get snow in the part of Washington you live in? No. When I was younger, we got tons of snow. Now we get no snow. Little Lake Aquarium says, I have an Amazon puffer, and they are super cool, and they're super social, so you can get like 3 of them. I want an Indian dwarf puffer Rachel O'Leary showed. I don't think I've seen that video. Aiden says, a hairy puffer named Harry. Yep, we got a local fish keeper here who has a hairy puffer named Harry. The spotted Congo puffer is another good one, but they're super expensive. Crazy About Minecraft says, dude, you're not reading my question. Dude, what is your favorite fish show? Are you talking like show as in like a TV show, or are you talking about a show like the Chicago Aquatic Experience? Short and Anxious says, snow is okay as long as I have the day off, as her bright pink Chevy Cavalier does not do well in the snow. It is front-wheel drive. Would guppy fry survive an ammonia spike? Probably not. Willie the King Cullen says, all I do is hang out with my pets and clean tanks. Also, look at them all the time. My turtles know that I'm there, and they look at me and I get sad. They also know when it's feeding time. Bojo Ford says, describe your dream betta. I don't know that I like bettas enough to have a dream betta. Short and Anxious said, that's exactly what I said, Bob. I know it is. Oh, Colby, any advice on blackbeard algae? Yes. Hydrogen peroxide, but make sure it's the 3% diluted hydrogen peroxide, and use as little as possible. For driving in the snow, you need tracks or a sled and a whole bunch of huskies. What are the first type of tropical should beginners start out with? I've gotten old. First type of tropical fish, I would assume, Jerry. Maybe like white cloud minnows are super hardy, and a lot of people seem to like them. So that's probably what I would recommend, or like neon tetras are pretty hardy. I have one husky. Aiden wants to know if all my fish died and you can only buy fish you haven't kept before, what would be the first thing you bought? I sound like a broken record, but it would be the Bentachromis tricotti. Danios are super hardy. Yep, I don't know how I forgot about Danios, but they would be excellent first-time fish too. Colby says, took tank completely down and also heard that a power head can kill it. Definitely water flow can help. Sam's Fish says, can I keep Cyprichromis with guppies? Probably. I don't know that I've actually ever seen that done, but I'm sure you could. Travis has 3 blue tick coon hounds. That's pretty awesome. I am looking for a Leonberger. I call it a Leonberger. I don't know if that's right, but I'm pretty sure it's Leonberger. Don't know if anyone has ever heard of that kind of dog, but that's what I'm looking for. James says, do you ever call your cherry shrimp? Nope. My cherry shrimp are pretty low grade to begin with, so I don't worry about it. What are you saying, Willie? What is Willie saying? Looking for Willie. I don't see one. So there you go. Fish Person Blog says, what are your favorite shrimp? Any Neocardinia. Brian says, found one of my rams all dried up on the floor yesterday. I don't know how he got out, as I have a lid on the tank. They always find a way. I swear, like, you could duct tape the whole top of your tank and they would somehow still find a way to get out. Cichlid Addicted is on his third water change. Keep on talking. Well, you got about 10 minutes and then you're going to have to switch over to Lucas. Colby says we can't get any freshwater shrimp in Maine. That's kind of weird. Is that like a law, or is it just that people don't, or fish stores don't get them? Rutu wants a King Charles Cocker Spaniel. I don't know how that's different than a regular Cocker Spaniel, but Cocker Spaniels are pretty awesome. My grandma had one. I have the best dog breed in the world. It is a mutt. Yep. I would agree, mutts are some of the best. No Bull in Real Life Consulting says, hey Bob, how did you get that background? It's just a video, and then I am superimposed on the video with a green screen. Maine is so cold even in the summer. Really? I've always read that it's like really similar to Washington weather. At least that's what somebody told me that lives here that used to live in Maine. I don't know. Colby says, law, have to take 3-hour trips. Why would freshwater shrimp, like freshwater tropical shrimp, be illegal in Maine? I don't think anything is going to survive in Maine. I can understand like crayfish, but not shrimp. Michael says, do you have a favorite gourami, or do you dislike them entirely? I don't dislike them. I've just, for whatever reason, have not kept them. I don't have a good reason on why I haven't kept them. I just haven't. I don't know why. I like them. Aquilars Fish and Shrimp says, how would you pair Oblivion Ram? In my experience is that the females are more evil to one another. The way I did it is I bought 6 of them as they were pretty young, and I bought 6 of them and just grew them out until 2 of them paired off, which I think is going to be like the general advice for most rams or apistos. Matthew says, I'm going to trade my swordtails for different fish. What would be a good trade at like a fish store? That's going to be a hard one to answer, Matthew, because I don't know what you like. So just trade for whatever you like. Travis says Maine has weird laws. It sounds like it. Bob, were they talking about southern Maine or North Maine or western parts of Maine? Is Maine even big enough to have parts? Like, I have no idea. I don't know Maine well enough to know where he was talking about. Also, the foxtail plant is not allowed. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed here either. Travis says snakehead should never be legal again. Fish person blog likes emoticons, I guess. What is your favorite seafood? I love shrimp. I love lobster. So shrimp and or lobster. In Maine, we have some really weird snowmobile laws. Well, then I guess your weather can't be like Washington because we don't even have snow, so we don't need snowmobile laws. at least in the part that I live. Matthew says, what would you think is a fair trade at a fish store? Well, the problem you're going to have with swordtails is that they're really cheap, so I'm not sure that you would get much in a trade. You got to remember that they're able to buy swordtails at wholesale. So just figure whatever they're selling them at, they're going to offer you a lot less. What is your very non-rectangle or square-shaped tank size? Michael wants to know. All my tank sizes are pretty standard. Crazy About Minecraft says, my betta died a few months ago. Sorry about that. Fish person says, did you notice most fish people live to eat fish or love to eat fish? Just ask the king of DIY. I don't know. I had salmon last week at work. I had salmon for lunch. It was pretty good. Colby goes for a 10-minute ride to catch fresh lobster. Man, that would be awesome. Corey says he just dropped like $350 at Live Fish Direct, and he is super excited. Short and Anxious wants to know, Corey, what did you buy? I think we all want to know what you got. What do you think of 7 swordtails for 2 or 3 generic guppies? They might do it. I don't know. So you're also going to have to take into consideration their inventory. So if they have like 1,000 swordtails, they probably won't even want them. So I mean, it's really hard to do like what if scenarios in that situation because there's just too many factors. Travis says, I love to keep fish and to catch fish. I used to go fishing all the time, and I don't anymore. It has nothing to do with my fish keeping hobby. I just don't. I still have all my fishing equipment. Nothing better than sitting at the lake. Now that I agree with. I do that a lot, but I don't fish. Aquilar says, continue on believing in rams. I bought 3 plus 3 and they hardly eat. They just fight each other. It was a well-planted 52-gallon tank. The only thing I could suggest is maybe offering a variety of food. I know mine loved frozen bloodworms. Corey, Short Anxious says, Corey sounds like what I was about to do after spending all night on the Wetspot's website. So here's the biggest complaint I get from the Wetspot is that their website is not always accurate. And it's the same thing if you go on like Aquabid. The Wetspot lists all their fish on Aquabid. And they just list a big list of fish, whether they have them for sale or not. So if you read all the negative reviews on Aquabid, it's that they're putting up auctions of fish they don't have. So that's my biggest gripe with them. Crazy About Minecraft wants to know, what's your saddest fish loss? I don't know. I get pretty sad about all of them, but I was pretty sad about losing my Congo puffer. That really sucked. I was only able to, I had him for like a week. I think I have like 1 video of him maybe on YouTube. But yeah, that kind of sucked. Charles Fish Tank says the Wetspot updates their online list once every week on Friday. That is true. Laura says the Wetspot has their fish on eBay. That's true as well. Burning Fyra says, hey Bob, I just made it to the live stream on the lunch break. Well, I hope your break's about over because I'm going to be over in 1 minute. That makes me sad about the Wetspot. I wouldn't be too sad. I mean, if you look on Aquabid, they still have like 97-ish% positive reviews. But there was one time, it happened to me once, where they had Aspidorus Kudo punctatus or something like that. It's a dwarf quarry. And I wanted to buy like 20 of them. And they had them on Aquabid and they had them on their website. And so I bought the ones on Aquabid, hoping to get, basically I wanted to buy them up through Aquabid just so they would review and I would get like a positive review. So I bought them, and they're like, oh, we don't have any of these. And I'm like, well, I called them, and they're like, they're on your website too. And I'm like, oh, well, let me go take a look, and I'll call you back. And then like the next day they called me back, and they were like, oh, we only have 2. And I was like, well, you should have called me back yesterday when you probably had 20 of them. So that kind of pissed me off. But overall, they're still pretty good. Bob O'Brien says, please stream longer. I'm probably going to go until I hear something from Lucas. He usually kind of chimes in when he's ready. Pine Tree Looms asks again, neon tetras or black skirt tetras? And again, my answer is still neon tetras. Aquilar says, time to sleep. It's 4 in the morning here in Sweden. Oh, another person from Sweden. I think that's my second one. And I'm a little bit drunk. Well, have a good night, Aquilars. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, you're close. And yeah, the last storm was hit or miss. You got hit, we got missed. Yeah, I don't even know I would call that a storm. People freak out about like a 1/4 inch of snow on the ground. Lucas says, take your time, he's still filling tanks. But when aren't you filling tanks? Pine Tree Looms says, what is your favorite tank size? I was thinking about this the other day, and I think it's 75 gallons. Pine Tree Looms says, thanks for asking or answering my question. No problem. Matthew says, what would you trade for? I would probably try to get some frozen food out of it, to be honest with you. Maybe like a pack of bloodworms. Sorry, I know that's not what you're looking for, but... Mark's Arc says, see you, Bob, and everyone else. Going to see what Lucas has going. Mark, Lucas is not up and running yet. He says, I will kick it on in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go till 7:10. That's 8 more minutes. Hans says, yes, it is 4 a.m. here in Sweden. I have to watch LRB when I wake up. That's in 10 minutes. I know. You're going to watch the replay. East Yakima is getting hammered by snow. Yeah, sometimes I wish I lived in eastern Washington just for the snow. Colby says, a few years ago, we got like 5 feet in one winter. Man, that would be awesome. Lucas, LRB Brett's Aquatics says, I get phantom feeling of feeling like the water is running all the time. I do that every once in a while. Or I'll be like, just totally zoned out, and I'll be like, oh crap, I'm overflowing a tank, and then I'll run in there, and I'm not even doing water changes. Short Anxious wants to take the odds, wants the over and under on 10 minutes. She's running some bets, so private message her, get your bets in. Over under 10 minutes. Tommy Tank says, snow sucks. I never wish for it. I always wish for it. Always. Because I get paid days off. I get paid snow days. Bob O'Brien says, bye, Bob's. Short Anxious says, Bob, shorty. Russell Beach is in for 20, but are you in for the under or over? I think everyone's going to take the over. Short Anxious is going to have to put in some overtime to pay out these bets. Rurutu says, I got 6 inches of snow you can have. I would gladly take it. Willie the King Colin says, sorry, pranked you all. Don't know what that's about, but I guess I got pranked. Fish Person says, please do an impression or an accent. I'm doing an accent right now. This is the Washington State accent. Ooh, Charles has taken the under. Interesting. Matt Deep South Bettas says, I'm in Mississippi. If we get 1 flake of snow, we shut everything down. Yeah, that's how it is here. It's so dumb. Aiden, $5 million on the over. He is very confident that Lucas will not be up by 7:12. Burning Fyra, I hope I'm saying that right. I've never really tried to pronounce the last part of your name, but Bob, apart from Peru, where else would you want to go for fish? I would want to go to Tanzania and go to Lake Tanganyika. And then after that, I want to go to Ecuador, only because I have really good hookups in Ecuador, so I could pretty much stay there for free as long as I want. Short and Anxious says, I already called 10 minutes. I hope Brett isn't playing Pokey the racehorse. Pine Tree Loom says, did you have a tank when you were a kid, and how many gallons was it? My first fish tank was a 29-gallon fish tank when I was in high school. When I was in junior high and going into high school, I had like a dozen, I think 15 reptile tanks set up. V-Stag says, Bob's in overtime. Yep, I still haven't heard any fireworks either. Don't worry, I don't care how people pronounce it. That's good. It's my kind of person. Everyone always mispronounces my last name, and no big deal to me. Oh, Matthew has asked this a couple times, and I missed it. Sorry about that. But Matthew says, Bob, if I have 3 black neon tetras, 7 swordtails, 1 goby, and a threadfin rainbow, if I sell the swordtails, could I add a pair of epistogramma? I would say you're going to be kind of gambling with the threadfin rainbow. I think the epistogrammas will probably fin nip their threadfin rainbow. But possibly. Charles Fish Tank says, besides Peru, I'd like to go to Brazil for the wild discus and angelfish. I'm never going to Brazil, at least not anytime soon. No, thank you. Will you ever build a computer and put it inside an aquarium? Nope. Anyone else watch Dan Haichu? I do. How to pronounce Bob's last name? Steenfott. The worst I've seen it pronounced is Seinfeld. Someone actually called me Seinfeld. Ridiculous. Matthew says, okay. Yep. I think you're going to get problems with you might get problems with your threadfin. Aiden says Steamboat. Yeah, Corey likes to call me Steamboat Aquatics. I think it's kind of funny though. Burning says, come to Australia, Bob. Come collect all the rainbows. Yeah, that would be awesome. You're more of a Newman than a Seinfeld. I just got done watching a lot of Seinfeld. Dan doesn't have enough subscribers. What do you mean? He has a lot more than I do. But yeah, that guy puts out a lot of videos. All right, we're at 2 minutes. We're at 2 minutes, and Short is either going to be rich or really poor. Short and Anxious says, what's your opinion with threadfin rainbows? I like them, but not sure. I like them, but I'd be too paranoid to keep them because I like mixing my fish. And one of my favorite things to put with rainbows are epistogrammas. So I don't know that I'd feel comfortable doing that with threadfin rainbows. Dan Haichu is a huge channel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has way more subscribers than I do. Little Lake Aquarium says, oh, I thought he had less. No, he certainly has more than me. We could check right now. $5 million poorer. Yep. Short and Anxious is going to have to sell her custom Cavalier to pay off these gambling debts. Dan Haichu has 709 videos and 1,000 more subscribers than I do. Can you make a feature video on how to gain subscribers and how to gain positive views? I could, but they're way better experts on the subject than me. If you want to learn about that stuff, look up video creators. That's a YouTube channel. Look up video video influencers, I think. And if you look up those two, you'll end up with just a ton of much better content than I could put out about this subject. Charles says, I'll exchange the $20 bet for a handful of duckweed. Man, I'll send you a 5-gallon bucket full of duckweed. Colby says, I started the hobby only about a year ago and have 2 successful planted tanks, and all I've had is And all I've had 1 5-gallon, 3 10-gallons, 1 33, 37, 56, and 65. Short and anxious. Hope is doing all right. Jacob says, that's a big tank behind you. The tank behind me is a 75-gallon. Can you put seaweed in a tank? I don't think it'll live. Charles says, no, I meant I'll give you a handful of duckweed instead of $20. Aiden says, that's a green screen. It certainly is. And we now are over 10 minutes. Short and Anxious says, Bob is secretly emailing Brett to keep him busy so he can't live stream. I guess you're going to have to start the live stream, Short and Anxious. We all want to see Short and Anxious live stream breeding Danios. Short owes me $5 million. Go ahead and send her your PayPal info. I'm sure she'll send it right over. Yeah, maybe I'm the green screen. Aquarium Co-op says, I suggest getting a macro lens to film shrimp super up close so it can look like it's eating you. Maybe. That would be pretty funny. Oh yeah, now the pressure's on. Lucas says he's waiting for Short and Anxious to start her live stream. So we're about to hand this torch to Short and Anxious, and she's going to keep it burning. Or a big, Travis says, a big bristlenose right behind him sucking the glass. Burning Fyra says, Corey, can I ask you a question here, or are you just chilling? Corey is working, but if you can come to his live stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, he will answer your question, I'm sure. Aiden says he'll settle with 3 10-gallons instead of 5 million. I have more 10-gallon tanks than I know what to do with. If you were close, I'd probably give you 3. Conspiracies. Oh, I think I just got notification that Short and Anxious went live. Oh. I'm also missing text messages. But that's alright. They are... interesting. Pine Tree Loom says, do you like Penguin Bio Wheel filters? I hate all hang on back filters. LR Brett's is now live, so we are going to shut this down. We're going to head over there. That's LR Brett's Aquatics. Short Anxious said she went live, so... No, I'm just kidding. She didn't. Don't go over there. Go to LR Brett's. And we're all going to head over there. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out. And hopefully we will see you on Lucas's channel. Again, that's LR Brett's Aquatics. And then, just a heads up, my next live stream will be Monday, probably 6 p.m. Pacific. But otherwise, thank you again, and let's go over to Lucas's channel.